How are digital competences standards made? Generally speaking, there are two models, one based on processes and tasks, and the other one based on competences. In this lesson, we will talk about the second one, and in particular the e-competence framework, which is shortly called ECF. The ECF is developed by the European Commission to support the digital single market and has become the European standard CEN EN 16234. In terms of this standard, the competence is defined as a demonstrated ability to apply knowledge, skills and attitudes for achieving observable results. It is therefore a concrete concept that expresses a person's ability to do a specific activity. Knowledge represents a body of facts which can be applied in a field of work or study. Know what to do. Skills represent abilities to carry out managerial or technical tasks. Skills may be cognitive or practical. Know how to do it. E-competence framework then provides a list of competences with their structure in terms of knowledge and skills, and references to the levels of competence needed to perform certain tasks. And this scheme is applied to all digital competences of the standard. For example, let's take the competence B1, Application Development. That expresses the competence needed to develop a software application. The competence description explains that anyone who possesses this competence interprets the application design to develop a suitable application in accordance with customer needs, adapts existing solutions by e.g. porting an application to another operating system, codes, debugs, tests and documents, and communicates product development stages, selects appropriate technical options for development, such as reusing, improving, or reconfiguration of existing components, optimizes efficiency, cost, and quality, validates results with user representatives, integrates and commissions the overall solution. What knowledge is needed? ECF demands that some listed knowledge should be required. For instance, functional and technical designing, state-of-the-art of development technologies, programming languages, secure coding, DBMS database management systems, operating systems and software platforms, and so on. What are the skills covered by the competence? For instance, explain and communicate the design development to the customer, perform and evaluate test results against system specifications, apply appropriate software and/or hardware architectures, develop user interfaces, business software components and embedded software components, manage and ensure high levels of cohesion and quality, and so on. If you are a professional developer, you shall have some of the above listed skills to be assessed as an application developer. On this base, certification companies build their certification scheme that defines what knowledge and skill are mandatory to get a specific certification or assessment. Moreover, there are 3 levels of competence. Level 1 is related to the competence of the person who develops, tests and documents the source code. Level 2 indicates an individual who is able to validate the software applications, while Level 3 indicates the developer who identifies and decides the technical solutions, optimizes and generalizes the code in order to make it usable in different situations and with other customers. Is it complicated? Although it might seem a little complicated because you're not familiar with the standard and its terminology, but with a little practice, it is not difficult to use the standards. With some practice, any software developing company can use this model and these tools to describe the skills of its staff for all appropriate purposes. In addition, companies' competence description assessment or certification will have an added value, not only locally but also on European level, as ECF is a model valid throughout the continent. Therefore, such company can run for public and private tenders in any European country. And this is a great opportunity that didn't exist in the past time. Using European standards opens the door to Europe, also to micro and small enterprises, which can now compete with large industries. Mary, you represent the SEN Technical Committee, which is developing the e-competence framework. Are there any tools that help SMEs to use this standard in practice?
There are a lot of tools and help available for SMEs to get started using the ECF. Because it's a European standard created by the SEN Technical Committee, there's a network of national mirror committees right across Europe, which are made up of experts in the field of ICT professional competence. So this provides a local network of experts that SMEs can engage with to get some advice and support. And in addition to the mirror committees, there's also a European body called IT Professionalism Europe that brings together experts from the IT industry, from government, policymakers, education, etc., and people who are developing tools specifically to help SMEs to get started to use ECF and to share their experiences with one another. In the documentation that comes with the ECF, there is also a lot of support provided. The framework itself is provided in a very user-friendly way with great diagrams showing the competences and the business process areas and the levels at which a worker may hold each competence. However, I suppose because we're in a digital world, people like online tools to guide them through the processes of like self-assessment and planning training opportunities to improve their skills. And there's a tool that was produced by CEPAS called the e-competence benchmark, and that's under review at the moment but will be available for use soon. There are also other online proprietary solutions prepared by some professional bodies and some of the consultancy organisations in Europe as well. But the standard is also accompanied by other supporting documents which are technical reports. There's a user guide and a set of case studies. The user guide gives lots of practical ways to approach the ECF and to help people to start using it.
You also represent the Irish Computer Society. What's your experience of using ECF in Ireland?
In Ireland, we're committed to professionalism in IT, and we've publicly made a commitment to normalising the professional status for people working in IT by 2025, when we hope to have enrolled the majority of IT workers into the Irish Computer Society, the representative body for IT professionals in Ireland, and for them to have their commitment to adhere to the core principles of professionalism confirmed. So to do this, we've placed a strong emphasis on continuous professional development, or CPD. And this CPD, of course, does need some validation, and the ECF is the perfect vehicle for doing that. So we've mapped our CPD advice and training offerings to the ECF competences, and all of this is put together in a custom-made programme that we call Career Plus.